alright? Somebody came to us today and asked for some political guidance. They were looking for a bit of an education on political reality. Now, it's not often that happens. It's not very often that someone admits that they know very little about politics and they go to someone who they can see knows a lot more about politics and they ask them for some help, you know? It's not often that happens. Why does it not happen more often? Because a lot of people who know nothing about politics think they know everything about politics. Honestly, these incredibly arrogant people are out there in massive numbers and they know fuck all, but they think they're political experts. They think they've got it all sussed. So much so that they'll devote themselves to specific political organisations, or at least give them the vote when they're not out. Oh, it's scary, man. It's scary. History shows us that people can be absolutely ignorant but completely confident in their political beliefs. Look at Hitler, for example. Hitler had the support of millions of people. Now, we all know now, because of history, because of what happened after he achieved power, we all know that all those people were fucking totally and utterly wrong about Hitler. But they still supported him. Now, why is that? It's because they were clueless. It's because they just didn't know enough to be able to judge correctly. It's dangerous, man. What is it they say? A little knowledge is dangerous. A little knowledge. Yes, it certainly fucking is. A little knowledge is dangerous. When I first got into politics, right, more than 25 years ago now, I knew nothing. I knew virtually nothing. So I didn't fucking argue with people, you know. I didn't pretend I knew everything. I didn't gun up against people who knew clearly more than me. No. I did it wisely. I learned. I fucking sat in my bedroom for about 4 years reading politics. For about 4 years. That's more than you gone to university for. I'd spent about 4 years constantly fucking reading political literature. I wanted to know everything because I was coming up against all these opinions and I wasn't capable of putting my opinions across. I didn't even know what my opinions were. I needed to develop them. I needed to find out what I really believed, what sounded, you know, plausible. And even if it sounded plausible, I questioned it. I questioned everything. I fucking did not swallow anything without scrutiny. And I formed objective opinions, objective views. I was able to take that side and compare them and judge for myself, but only through a long, arduous process of reading, studying, being involved in stuff, debating, thinking. You know, it was a journey and it took a long time. I mean, even today, after a quarter of a century of doing this, I'm still learning. I'm still learning. You never stop learning. You know, politics. You never stop learning because it's such a massive, massive subject. It's not about political parties. That's superficial. That's a tiny part of politics. Politics goes way beyond that, man. Into socioeconomics and philosophy and ideology. You know, politics is massive. Dialectical materialism. Gramsci's theory of cultural hegemony. I could go on. It's massive. And those who think they know everything are very stupid people. They know nothing. As soon as you think you know everything, you're fucked. You're fucked, right? That's your ego warping your mind. You don't know everything. No fucker is omniscient. Nobody. Not even me. Not even me. Anyway. Sorry. Getting into Blot's material again. Anyway. Yeah. So this person, who shall remain nameless, of course, I'm not even going to hint at who this person is, came to me for guidance and total blank canvas, wanted to know stuff but didn't know anything, and was humble enough to admit that he didn't know anything. And that's great, you know. That's exactly how people who don't know anything should be. Unfortunately, a lot of people who don't know anything do think they know a lot more than they actually do. And that's how we get fucking Reform UK winning elections. We get Trump, Farage, we get the Tories in government, we get Starmer as leader of the Labour Party. All these bad things, all this fucking rottenness we get because people don't know enough. And it's not their fault. They kept that way deliberately. They're encouraged to be ignorant. Because imagine if all the working class people in society knew everything about politics. Imagine if everybody was politically aware in the way that they should be. Well, the super rich elite wouldn't last very long, would it? They'd be brought down. There'd be a revolution. So it's in the interests of the ruling elite to keep the masses stupid and divided. Because while that's going on, the super rich elite will always be the super rich elite, laughing at us. So yeah, I was, only too glad to let this guy have some of the basics. I didn't want to baffle him with the complicated stuff. I tried not to get into that. He wanted to know the basics, so I gave him some of the basics, and he was fucking very happy with that. And yeah, as I say, it doesn't happen often enough. Usually you've got to have a right battle with people to get your opinions across. A lot of it happens online, and you know what that's like. Fucking people insulting you and then threatening you even because you've got an opinion that trumps theirs. Anyway, yeah, but this guy's fucking class, man. He's a lovely person, got a good character, good personality, and as I say, very humble and open-minded. And that's the way you should be if you've got no experience of something. Just learn, man. Learn from others who do have experience, and don't just take their word. Don't just swallow one side. Look at other opinions and weigh it up for yourself. Weigh it all up objectively. Pit those opinions against other opinions and see where it takes you, But always remember that the dominant ideas in society are the ruling class ideas. The ideas of the ruling class are dominant, and therefore you always have to be careful. You always have to look elsewhere, beyond the mainstream media, beyond fucking Dave down the pub, beyond the news and the newspapers and the telechannels, because hey, all that belongs to the ruling class, and they use all that to feed you bullshit. So be careful as you learn, Oh, pardonski beat. Anyway, yeah, it was nice to speak to someone who's like that, instead of, I know better than you, I know everything about politics, I'm right wing, I'm Reform UK, I know everything. Do you fuck, man? You know, now fuck off. Anyway, that's the end of this video. See you in the next one. Bonjour, arrivederci, solidarity, bring on the revolution, fuck Starmer, fuck Farage, fuck the Tories, fuck the ruling class, fuck capitalism, and fuck them stupid flags. See you later. Ta-ra.